Hello, everyone. Welcome again to K Podcast. So, if you have not heard, the affirmative action has been overturned. Now, if you do not know about the guy on my thumbnail, well, you're about to find out about him today. His name is John Wayne, the guy on the thumbnail. I hope that he's happy now. This is exactly why I don't trust on the POC community thing and all of that, because at the end of the day, especially in America, everybody riding the black community back. And, you know, the fact that the black community have to literally stand up because of what has happened in the past many times. So they try to jump on that bus and mostly try to gain something. Now, before we get into this whole detail of the affirmative action and all of this, I'm going to say this. This is why I don't trust on other people. And I feel like many people have to start fighting for themselves. This is reminding me of the case of Florida. When the, minorities, decided to actually go and vote for the governor of Florida right now. And we've seen how that turned out. All of a sudden, we got to stand together and fight together. I'm like, nobody's standing together and fighting together. And this is the thing I want, especially African Americans, to understand. When it comes to the time that you really want help, you mostly will not get it. And if you get opportunity because of what has happened in the past to the ancestors, some people are not happy that, you're getting all of these things. And one thing they do is that they overlook history. They don't care about history. Not everybody is your friend. Let's just get that straight. Not everybody is your friend. Not everybody out here is your friend. So without further ado, I'm just going to pull up many of these video over here that I got. And we're going to talk about this issue. So let me go ahead and see one of my first videos that I'm going to be pulling up today. And we're going to be talking about. Okay, let's pull up this one first because we're going to be going by rules. I don't want to, not remember which one I pull up first.
Wang. He is one of the plaintiffs in a lawsuit against Harvard University. The suit, Students for Fair Admissions versus Harvard, which will soon be heard by the Supreme Court, argues that top universities like Harvard discriminate against high-performing Asian American students in order to give opportunities to Black and brown students with less merit.
First of all, this is the thing that some people are forgetting. He's talking about he got the score. So the people that get the score also, because at least you are in the POC community, didn't they also work hard? It's like he's trying to say everybody didn't work hard, and because of affirmative action, he didn't get into Harvard. And by the way, he applied to many universities, or some of them declined, and he still got a message from one that actually accepted him. But of course, that is not the one he wanted to go to. So he got mad and started all this. I do not really have time for a lot of people out here. And let's continue.
This case could mean the end to affirmative action, a practice that has granted access.
It is not to mean, because this was a past video, because it is not to mean anymore. It has been overturned.
Access to higher education to minority students for decades. John Wang claims that though he had a 1590 SAT score, he was still denied admission to 6 top universities. And he claimed...
And he forgot the priority that you have to get into these universities that he applied for. And he's talking about his scores. He's talking about his scores as if the other people didn't have to work hard to get admitted. And if you look at the rates that Harvard themselves actually admitted, the people that they admitted, it was really low. Why? Is because some people have been donating libraries and all of those people that have been paying for their kids to get into. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about affirmative action instead. But this is the thing. This is gonna come around and bite a lot of people in the ass, and everybody's gonna have to learn a lesson.
Claims that this was due to an overwhelming amount of black students being accepted instead. However, among the list of universities he mentioned, more than half of them don't even accept SAT scores as part of your college application. Also, there are more Asian American students than black and Latino students combined at most Ivy League colleges.
Yeah, but he's not going to talk about that because he's more fixated on the people that have literally, their ancestors have labored with their lives in that country. He feels like he should be getting a one up. Let's just talk about that.
Colleges. So why not go after Ivy League schools for accepting mostly white, mostly legacy students? Why go after black students? Black people literally open
Because he feels like, he can't go after those ones because they will not listen to him. So he's going to go after the ones that he thinks that he should be one up in, and he should be selected above everybody else that have studied so hard.
the door for access to higher education. This lawsuit is dangerous, and it sets a bad precedent for Asian Americans. They will be seen as fighting for discrimination against black and brown students rather than fighting for equality and access for all. The truth is that having the time, energy, and resources for this kind of class action lawsuit against Harvard only exemplifies the kind of privilege these students have over their black and brown counterparts.
Which is not a lie. Which is, they've been having, let's not forget there were many Asians in the universities. Let's not forget about that more. But this is the thing, he feels entitled to be in Harvard, and seeing every other person get into Harvard without him getting into it creates this bitterness because he thinks he's better than everybody. Let's just call it what it is. But this is the thing, everybody gonna learn when everybody's divided, because this is the thing, when it comes to politicians, they do want to divide a lot of people. They do want to divide. And this is the thing, when the black community or every other community have to stay on their own, everybody's gonna have to struggle for their own stuff. Everyone is gonna have to struggle. So I'm gonna go to the next video. I'm just gonna go to the next video because this is something that I want a lot of people to actually understand. Not that's why I don't go for the POC thing. Everybody talking about we gotta come together. I'm not coming together with you. I'm not coming together. I'm gonna fight for me. Go fight for yourself. I'm not doing that. I'm not fighting together.
Top 10.
Unfair, my butt. You know what I do find unfair? When
Hold
African
on,
Americans were
lady.
finally freed
Hold
from
on.
being
Let's go
tortured, their whole
back.
being
Hold
tortured.
on, girl. Hold on, because he had a lot to say, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just bring this pretty girl out in here so that she can explain to some people why, some people deserve some education. And this affirmative action thing is not only benefiting, black and brown students, it's benefiting everybody, especially, paler women.
These are the students Harvard admits by race. If you're in the top 10.
Unfair, my butt. You know what I do find unfair? When African Americans were finally freed from being tortured their whole life and having to work with people and not getting any money back and getting killed and slaughtered and people eating their babies and made a whole cookbook out of black people. But after all that, when they simplified that down to the word slavery, when they were allowed into society, freed from masters who would whip them and beat them and slaughter them and kill them and hang them and kill their children and, assault them and stuff. Once they were freed from that, they weren't even allowed to go to white schools. So they had to make their own schools. Now that I do find unfair. Even into this day, we're still being discriminated against within the education system. Just look at Florida's laws, new laws. So I think that unfair percentage is not that unfair, if you ask me, considering what all my people went through. That's not unfair. Honestly, that's the only repercussions we're barely getting. We're done the worst and we actually got nothing. Woo, we're free now. Like, that's all we got. Anyway, step your game up, get your money up, not your...
And she said the truth. Like, after what African Americans, especially when you look at the history building, let's not forget building that country with their blood, their sweat, and their lives. You're gonna come over, Christ. You're gonna come over and do this. And this is exactly why I do not do the POC thing. I do not. I really don't. I do not do let's stand together, because at the end of the day, after I've done standing together, you're gonna go over there and try to one up on me. No. I feel like this is about to teach a lot of people a lot of lesson. And exactly, let's not forget about the Florida case and people leaving Florida. Yeah, they're learning big time lessons over there with this affirmative action stuff. A lot of people about to learn also, because everybody about to learn. And I don't want to hear anybody coming out here crying about I wasn't accepted even though I got this call, because this is the thing. This is what all of you been wanting. I'm gonna say these African Americans have been the nicest people, because they've been welcoming. They would actually take on the plight of going to fight for everybody. But when it comes to everybody else, they just want to fight for themselves. And if they don't get it, they're gonna just try to put the community, African American community, throw them under the bus. This is a lesson to be learned. Everybody gonna learn. Everybody gonna learn today. Everybody gonna learn from this. Okay, let's go to our next video, because yeah, a lot of people had a lot to say, and yeah.
College and university admissions will change.
So this is the message from Harvard University, by the way. This is the message that they put out there. So I want you guys to listen very, very attentively. And let me play this, because everybody about to learn. Because I don't want to hear anybody coming out here complaining anymore. I don't want to hear anyone coming out here complaining.
The Supreme Court's decision on college and university admissions will change how we pursue the educational benefits of diversity. But our commitment to that work remains steadfast. It's essential to who we are and the mission that we are here to advance. For nearly 9 years, Harvard vigorously defended our admissions process and our belief that we all benefit from learning, living, and working alongside people of different backgrounds and experiences. We will comply with the court's decision, but it does not change our values. We continue to believe deeply that a thriving, diverse intellectual community is essential to academic excellence and critical to shaping the next generation of leaders.
I want to say this. Why do you think they got a black woman talking about this topic? Because they know if they put any other person's face in here, yeah, a lot of people are going to be outraged. So they brought up this face so that, a lot of people can just calm down. And I'm like, you know what? I really don't care like that. I really don't. Because I know who this is going to actually target. The people that thinks that when this is overturned, as this is overturned, by the way, they're going to get opportunities. Yeah, I don't think you guys really understand what you're doing. Because when it start affecting you, I don't want to hear, let's come together and fight. Because there have been some people out here, paying money for their kids to get into school, but nobody want to talk about that. Nobody want to go over there and talk about that, right? We're going to be yelling, let's go fight together very soon. Everybody just keep your finger crossed. He's going to come. It's definitely going to come.
Every day, this is borne out in Harvard classrooms, where our students have the chance to put their ideas into conversation with other points of view, experiences, and perspectives. To our current students, you make excellence possible, and you belong at Harvard. Never doubt that. For many, this decision feels deeply personal. It means the real possibility that opportunities will be foreclosed. But at Harvard, it has also strengthened our resolve to continue opening doors. To our future students, know that we want you here. We are eager to welcome you to our community. I know that you have a lot of questions. We do too. In the coming weeks, we'll be working to understand the decision and its implications for our policies. While we don't have all the answers about what's next, we do know that we will move forward together.
The funny thing, like, I'm going to say this. If you're black, if you're an Afro person in general, you're a black person, an Afro person in general, you have to work twice as hard to get into universities. You know that. Like, I know students from Africa that go to the United States to study. Like, they have to literally swim in knowledge. Like, literally, they got to be the best to be even admitted. And I'm like sitting down over here laughing because I'm like, you know what? After all, it's always our best that goes, that are admitted. It's always our best that gets admitted. So for those, mediocre people, yeah, we're gonna see how this ends for you. Yeah, we're just gonna be sitting down here looking at this. Yep. We're gonna see how this ends. You know what? I'm gonna pull up another video because yeah, I'm in my feelings today. And I wanted to do a reaction video on the Love Island thing, but you know what? We're gonna do that later because we need to finish this topic before we go into entertainment. So let's just finish this one over here.
I got a 1590 out of 1600.
So this is him complaining about not getting admitted. Yeah. Yeah, this is him complaining about not getting admitted. I'm like, so he thinks that he's the only one that got this course. And I'm like, you think you're the only clever person? Do you know how many people work hard to try to get admitted? Oh God. Oh my God. You know what? Let's just continue. Let me just play the clips. Let's continue this.
So let me get this straight. Instead of critiquing the faulty college admission system, which was built upon racist ideologies that forced Black people to create their own institutions in the first place, the same faulty college admission system plus racist ideologies that created the model minority myth to begin with, the same faulty college admission system that allowed Aunt Becky to put 500 G's down on her daughter getting into a school that she had no qualifications for, okay? Instead of critiquing all of that, you decided to blame the fact that you didn't get into your top 6 universities on Black people. Somebody make that make sense. Make that make sense. Obviously, that 1590 on your SAT did not account for critical thinking skills, and maybe that's why you didn't get into those colleges in the first place, because you're an idiot, all right? Baby, I went to Notre Dame. There's more dead white people in the 2 cemeteries that we got on campus than there were Black folks in my graduating class. If anything, those dead white people are taking up my space. Okay, so if you want to talk about people taking up space, maybe you need to start with the faulty college admission system instead of blaming my Black ass on your iniquities.
Yep, everybody got salt. Like, yeah. And this is why I made this video today, because when I heard about it's been overturned, I'm like, you know what? I am not even that bothered. I'm not like the Floridians that voted for the governor. Everybody about to find out, and I'm waiting for the find out stage. I am absolutely wait. I am happy. You know what? Let them take away this. Let them take away it. Let them take away the affirmative action. After all, from our community, it is the best that even get looked at. They don't even look at you if you ain't the best. If you are not the best, nobody looks at you. If you have not worked hard, nobody looks at you. So I'm like, you know what? Game's on. Let's overturn it. I think it's about time. Now, let everybody go over there and try to, you're gonna have to work on yourself, or you're gonna have to have money, lots of money. Yeah, you're gonna have to put down payment like Auntie Becky. Yeah, or your family is gonna have to actually donate a whole library. Yeah, yeah. That is what we're going to be doing. And also your family is probably going to be, fundraising, also giving a lot of money support. Yeah. And if they don't have that, well, baby, yeah, I don't think you're going to be getting in. You're going to be aiding from the outside of the club. At this point, I'm like, you know what? Let everybody do whatever they want to do. We are about to learn. We are about to learn. We are about to find out. So, let me just pull out this other one over here, because this is the thing. The one thing I like about my having a podcast over here, I'm gonna say this, is that I can talk about anything and everything that is serious. My channel is not just focusing on relationship. I'm talking about everything from politics to entertainment to all of that, to all that is. I am trying to help people understand and also put out information for people to get, because I am not going to be only talking about relationship. See, that is part of life, but not everything about relationship is about what you're about to get in life. Sometimes you're going to have to expand your mind and listen to variety of what is happening around you, surrounding you. That is one thing I like about having a podcast. I'm just going to say it, because it gives you it actually brings out the voice of people that want, like, it actually gives you the space to actually educate people, also talk about things, also make fun, and also like show what is happening around the world. That's one thing I like. So you know what, we're gonna go to the next one. We're gonna go to the next one, because I think everybody about to find out, like the Floridians, everybody about to, and I don't want to hear let's come together. I ain't coming together with nobody. I will not come together with you. You're about to fight your war by yourself, you and yourself.
Of your class and you're white, you have about a 15% admit rate. If you're Asian, you have about a 12.6.
So now this one over here is trying to tell you that 50 something percent of black people get admitted. And I'm like, okay, all right, all right. I don't know why you're quoting that stat, but you know what? Let them take away it. I'm not even pissed. I'm like, everybody's showing their colors, and everybody about to find out. Everybody's showing their colors, and everybody about to find out.
These are the students Harvard admits by race. If you're in the top 10 percentile of your class and you're white, you have about a 15% admit rate. If you're Asian, you have about a 12.7% admit rate. If you're African American, you have about a 56.1% admit rate, and 31.3% if you're Hispanic. If you come all the way down here to the 5th academic percentile, while Asian Americans have about a 1.9% admit rate, African American students have almost a 10 times greater admit rate than Asian American students. As here, an Asian American in the 4th lowest decile has virtually no chance of being admitted to Harvard, but an African American in that decile has a higher chance of admission, 12.8%, than an Asian.
Okay, before you finish rapping and thinking he's talking some sense, do you guys remember when Asian Americans were majority in the universities, or did we just forget about that? When there was a stat that said there were more Asian American or Asians in the university than anybody else. Oh no, but let's not talk about that. Let's talk about it now, because one of us didn't get in, so everybody is getting a one up on us. I said, okay, take away affirmative action, because I feel like too many people are benefiting from this, and it's even not from the African American community, because the African American community, they have to work twice as hard, 3 times as hard just to get admitted. Let's not forget about that. You got to be special for you to get admitted. So let's take it out. Let it go away. And let's see how many people are going to work with your brains to get in, by the way.
Asian American in the top 10 percentile. I understand both sides of the argument and I sympathize with both. The fact of the matter is, this is a very nuanced situation. It's easy to blame one another, but that's the one thing that we shouldn't do. Let me know what you guys think about this situation.
He said that's the one thing we shouldn't do, and then he just quoted a whole statistics. Let's not fight each other. I hear you, but you're quoting a whole statistics. But I didn't hear this statistic coming out when Asian Americans were the minority in the university. I never had all of these problems. This is the thing. I didn't hear all of this. But since we are no longer the majority, let's try to pull everybody else down. Yeah, it is a wise decision. I agree. Let them take it out. Let the affirmative action go. Let it go. Because everybody about to be in the find out stage.
percentile of your
Okay,
class.
I think I'm bringing him back on because, okay, I need somebody else because there was another lady that was saying something. Okay.
Court has just ruled that colleges and universities can no longer consider race when it comes to admissions. Affirmative action is officially dead when it comes to education. And I want all of us to remember this moment when the same kids who were originally tweeting about how affirmative action kept them out of school, and then they realize that affirmative action is gone and they're still not making it into the schools, but the legacies are making it into the schools. The Aunt Becky's kids, and y'all know who those are making it into the schools. The kids whose parents bought a building made it into the schools, and you're still not. And you don't have the cover of affirmative action to hide under and say, well, the black kids made it, why didn't I? Remember this moment right here.
Oh, they're about to fight. Government, I'm happy that, you know what? At first, I was like, you know what? This is just crazy. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? Let everybody find out because everybody been showing their colors nowadays. Everybody been showing themselves. And this is why every time I see, especially black women going out there fighting for everyone, I'm like, sis, please sit down. Please sit down. I don't want to see you going out there doing the most. Sit down. If you want to fight for something, just make it exclusive. Just fight for yourself. If you want to go out there and, fight for something for your future, make sure that it's just for you and your community. I don't want to hear we're going to fight for everybody. No, we're not doing that. I'm not somebody that is that way. I'm not fighting for everybody. See, if I'm going to fight for something, I'm going to fight for my community because that is what everybody does. That is what everybody does. Now, let's go to the next one because this is going to be the end because I want to do, a reaction video about the Love Island thing because I had been watching it today and I'm going to say I've been watching the whole episode. It's been very, very interesting, but I wanted to make this particular video over here so some people can get some information and see what is happening down here because I feel like a lot of people don't see what is happening. Now, let's go to the next one.
Has just ruled
She's still
that
going. Okay,
colleges
so
and
that's the
universities can
end.
no longer consider race when it comes.
So that's the end of it. I'm going to say this. You guys let me know what you think about this affirmative action being overturned. What do you think? What do you think is going to suffer the most? Do you think they're going to come back and talk about let's stand together, we ain't getting in? Because I feel like that is where we're gonna end up. We're gonna end up with, you ain't getting in. You know how they always do it. They'll be like, well, you are not getting in either. So we should come together since you're not getting in and I'm not getting in. Let's go together hand in hand and fight so that we can get in. See, if they come with that ish and say we should stand together because you ain't get no, none of us is getting in. You go over there. You want to fight, go fight for yourself. I am gonna go over here. And I trust. One thing I trust is black women. Black women, when they find out something is wrong and they're not getting in, I want them to just fight for themselves. Black women, please fight for yourself. I don't want you guys coming out here fighting for everybody. No, fight for yourself alone. Now, with that being said, I'm going to say this. Please don't forget to press the like button, subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts are on this particular issue. Now, with that being said, I'm going to say this. Thank you all for being here. Have a great day and goodbye.